Lead SA is a personal call to every South African to stand up and do the right thing. Now, what do I mean by that? I just believe that in order to change something, you need to start with yourself. So Lead SA, which came out of a strategy for Primedia Broadcasting, soon gathered momentum into really what we believe South Africa is looking for, which is purely to say to every citizen out there, stand up and do something and make a difference. If one looks at leadership principles, there's a few basic steps that are involved in being a good leader, and I'm a great believer in that each and every individual is a very good leader. So when we say stand up and do something, I can give you lots of little examples. For instance, why don't you read to your children at night? Why don't you practice what you preach? You know, we teach our children when they are young to be nice and to play nicely and to share and to care, and then I think when we get to adulthood we forget about these principles and we don't live up to them. So some things that we should be doing, simply put, is get to know your neighbour. I think today we don't even know who our neighbours are. To join a charity and do some good work. Don't sit around at home and moan about the things that you don't like. Ask yourself, what can I do to make things better? And I think for Primedia Broadcasting, when you have platforms like this, you need to enable people to act. And this is another leadership principle where you put people together who can make a difference. And we can do this at Primedia Broadcasting. So we need to model the way, which is another leadership principle, to just show people what they can do. A lot of this comes from watching how South Africa ran the World Cup. If we can do that, why can't we do it in our everyday lives? This is not a one-hit wonder. I think that this is a strategy for the country and really to get people in South Africa to do things differently, and hopefully we'll be able to look back in 5 years' time and have a country that believes in themselves and they believe that they can do great things, which South Africans can do, but they just don't seem to get off and go and do it. So I hope that in 5 years' time, when we look back on this and we have enabled people to act and make a difference, that we have a country that is working together with government, with business, with schools, and with individuals, and we can all look back and say, look what we've done. Because I don't think that the problems are purely for government alone. I firmly believe that every citizen of this country has a role to play, and what they must do is play the role that they want to see in the country.